Hey guys! Hey guys! We're gonna be playing Emergency Landing Beta. It's basically one of my games that I survive a lot. So yeah, I already picked, and they added, this game already has an update with a Boeing 707 if y'all already know. Sorry guys, I just unlocked crew. I unlocked crew, flight attendant, perks, crew, flight crew, and the flight crew.
While organizing the 1980 Little Rascals reunion, Darla underwent an appendectomy at Canova Park Hospital and died on June 13, 1979, at just 47 years old.
I don't know which class are we doing. Well, which class are we doing? We're doing
Contaminated blood transfusion during the operation. A shocking chain of events that turned routine surgery into tragedy. Her funeral was held on June 18th, attended by family, friends, and former Our Gang cast members, and the loss stunned those who knew her. At the time of her death, Darla Hood's estimated net worth was around $500,000. Norman Chubby Cheney, as
I love the new 707.
Cheney was born on October 18, 1914, in Cambridge, Maryland, USA. At 14 years old, he played Chubby, the heavy-set, slow-burning boy whose frustrated expression became one of the funniest trademarks in the Little Rascals. His size, timing, and sweet comic presence gave the series a different kind of energy. Yet the role that made him memorable also trapped him inside a cruel image. Chubby never had the glamorous adult life other child stars hoped for.
Okay.
He left the series while still very young, never married,
Air traffic.
and never got the chance to build a family story of his own.
I'm pretty gonna crash into us. We're gonna do a murder collision.
Remembered for his body first and his talent second. Then his body turned against
We're gonna
him
do a
in
murder
quite
collision.
way. Cheney kept gaining weight even with a normal diet and regular exercise, eventually reaching more than 300 pounds while never growing beyond 4 feet 7 inches. Doctors later discovered a glandular illness, but by then the damage was already severe. Dark stories later circulated that people around the production had encouraged the image that made him funny on screen, even as his health worsened. In 1935, treatment at Johns Hopkins caused his weight to crash from over 300 pounds to under 140. But that sudden drop placed enormous strain on his body and pushed him into a final medical collapse. Norman Chubby Cheney died on May 29, 1936, from myocarditis at just 21 years old. He was buried in Baltimore Cemetery.
I can't brace.
The heartbreak did not end there. His grave remained unmarked for 76 years because his mother could not afford a headstone. Only in 2012 were black granite markers finally placed for both him and his mother after a fundraising effort. For a boy whose face was known across America, his financial legacy was devastatingly small, with an estimated net worth of under $5,000. Jackie Cooper as Jackie. Jackie Cooper was born on September 15, 1922, in Los Angeles, California, USA. At 7 years old, he played Jackie.
Oh God.
The little boy in the Little Rascals. His natural screen presence was so strong that he quickly became one of the standout children in the series. But the child at the center of that success...
Okay guys, I'm just gonna wait until I crash.
His father abandoned the family when Jackie was still very young, and the adults around him pushed him through a brutal Hollywood machine that...
Air traffic. Yeah, plane can't even get us.
He later married June Horn in 1944 and had a son, but that marriage ended in 1949. A second marriage to Hildy Parks lasted only from 1950 to 1951. He finally found longer stability with Barbara Ray Krause, whom he married in 1954, and they had 3 children, yet even that chapter was marked by later heartbreak. The wound from childhood never fully disappeared. Cooper later revealed one of the most chilling moments of his early career. To force real tears from him on the set of Skippy, director Norman Torov staged the fake threat that Jackie's dog had been shot. The trick worked, but it left a scar that lasted far longer than the scene. In later years, Cooper hinted that 1930s Hollywood could be a dangerous place for child actors
At least I survived.
lines and treated children as fools. He rarely spoke in a
I
sensational
survived.
way, yet the silence itself said a lot. Jackie Cooper died on May 3rd, 2011 in Santa Monica, California, at the age of 88. By the time he died, Cooper had built an estimated net worth of about $18 million, far beyond most former child stars, yet his story still carried a bitter truth. The little boy who made audiences laugh and cry spent the rest of his life proving he was more than what Hollywood did to him. Billy Froggy Laughlin, as Froggy Billy Froggy Laughlin, was born on July 5th, 1932 in San Gabriel, California, USA. At 8 years old, he played Froggy, the raspy-voiced, odd little comic whose croaking delivery made him one of the strangest and most memorable kids in The Little Rascals. That voice gave the series a fresh spark. Unlike many child stars, Billy never married, had no children, and by most accounts, remained a quiet, decent boy away from the camera. That is what makes his story hit harder. After Our Gang ended, he did not chase fame with desperation. He tried a few auditions, appeared briefly in Johnny Doesn't Live Here Anymore, then told his mother he was not interested in forcing a film career that no longer felt like his future. But one detail kept haunting his image: that voice. Officially, Froggy's strange sound came from Billy's own performance style, based on an imitation he used for fun. Still, disturbing rumors later claimed the studio pushed him to strain it further, making him shout until it sounded rougher and more bizarre for comic effect. Whether true or not, the story fits the cruelty often hidden behind child stardom. On August 31st, 1948, Billy Laughlin died after a road accident in La Fuente, California. He had been riding as a passenger on a motor scooter during a newspaper delivery when the scooter turned into the path of a speeding truck. Billy suffered fatal injuries and died in the hospital about 6 hours later at only 16 years old. He was buried at Rose Hills Memorial Park Cemetery in Whittier, California, beside his parents. His life ended so early that there was no real fortune to leave behind. Bobby Weezer Hutchins, as Weezer Robert Bobby Hutchins, was born on March 29, 1925, in Tacoma, Washington, USA. At 2 years old, he played Weezer, the eager little tag-along brother always desperate to join the adventures in The Little Rascals. His energetic presence and childlike excitement made him a familiar face throughout the late silent and early sound era of the series.
Bubblegum, bubblegum, and a dish. How many bubblegums do you wish? And a bubblegum dish. I'm the 11. Bubblegum, bubblegum, and a dish. How many bubblegums do you wish? And a bubblegum dish.
Fellow actor Jackie Cooper once remembered how Weezer
I'm doing that.
constantly
I'm the 11.
away from the other children on the set, isolating him in a harsh attempt to turn him into a bigger
Airbangus.
Disturbing stories later suggested that the boy was deliberately underfed to keep him small and
Eyes broadening.
a cruel strategy that left him frail and socially withdrawn, even as he appeared in beloved films like Big Ears and Pups is Pups. The emotional scars lingered long after the cameras stopped. Rumors circulated that Hutchins developed severe claustrophobia, allegedly linked to punishments in which he was locked in dark spaces if he failed to memorize lines. By the time he grew into a young man, acting was already behind him. Seeking a different life, and perhaps a way to escape the memories of childhood fame, Hutchins joined the United States Army Air Forces and trained as a pilot, determined to leave the ground that held so many painful memories. Tragically, that new life ended just as it was about to begin. On May 17, 1945, while training at Merced Army Airfield in California, Hutchins' aircraft collided with another plane during a landing exercise. The crash killed him instantly at just 20 years old, only days before he was scheduled to graduate from flight school. He left behind no fortune from his early fame, and virtually no recorded net worth, only the memory of the little boy called Weezer, who once chased laughter across the playgrounds of the Little Rascals. Alan Farina Hoskins as Farina. Alan Farina Hoskins was born on August 9, 1920, in Boston, Massachusetts, USA. At 2 years old, he played Farina, the wide-eyed His expressive face and natural comic instincts made him one of the most important figures in the early years of the series. Yet fame did not shield him from the darker realities of the time. Hoskins married Frances, and together they raised 2 children, but their family life unfolded far away from the Hollywood spotlight he had once known. As a child star, Farina faced a brutal climate of racial hatred that few audiences ever saw. According to long-circulated stories, the studio even assigned him a bodyguard, not to manage fans, but to protect him from racist threats that sometimes appeared near the set. Despite being one of Hal Roach's favorite actors and even earning $350 a week, a remarkable salary for a child performer of that era, his fame never fully translated into long-term security. As he grew older, the entertainment world grew colder. After serving in the U.S. Army Air Corps during World War II, Hoskins returned to a Hollywood that offered little opportunity. Matters worsened in the early 1950s when his name appeared in connection with events linked to socialist and communist groups during his youth, leading to blacklisting pressures that
Okay, guys, I'm back.
closed the door on acting.
Yeah, I've been not talking because I've been eating my thingum.
He chose a different life, eventually working in rehabilitation programs that help young people struggling with addiction and mental illness. Alan Farina Hoskins died on July 26, 1980, in Oakland, California, after a battle with cancer at the age of 59. He was buried at Evergreen Cemetery in Oakland, a quiet resting place far from the Hollywood sets where he had once made millions laugh. Though his childhood salary had once been among the highest in the cast, his later life was devoted more to helping others than building wealth, and his legacy remains the unforgettable image of Farina. Dorothy DeBorba, as Dorothy DeBorba, was born on March 28, 1925, in Livermore, California, USA. At 5 years old, she played Dorothy, the curly-haired, quick-witted leading girl in The Little Rascals. Her spark,
Okay,
sharp
back on
timing,
the
and
draw.
mischievous energy gave the series a
With
bright
my
tone.
biscotti.
That success did not protect her from a complicated adult life. Dorothy married
Excuse me,
twice and
guys.
became a mother of 2. But like many
Woo.
former child stars, she stepped into adulthood after a
Fasten your
childhood
seatbelts.
already shaped by pressure, routine, and performance. Even later, when Dorothy left acting behind and worked as a secretary
Flight
after
crew,
the glory
whoa.
of mush and milk had faded, the
Look at my
feeling
flight
that
crew, so
childhood
I'm
had
sitting
ended too
here
early never
by the
fully
window
disappeared.
seat.
Then came the long
It's not
physical
by the
decline.
window seat,
Rumors
but I
followed her
wish
for
it was
years
to
that
the
the
window
deafening
seat.
sound equipment of early talkies had left her with chronic headaches. Dorothy eventually developed emphysema, a slow and punishing illness that gradually took
Independent
away the
stone.
strength and ease that had once made her so lively on screen. Dorothy DeBorba died on June 2nd, 2010, at the age of 85 in Walnut Creek, California, from emphysema. By the end of her life, her legacy mattered more than money. But what remained most clearly was the image of Dorothy, the girl with the curls, the comic bite, and the smile
Wow.
that made even the oldest
The wheel well is on
Howard
file.
Schultz feel alive. Scotty Beckett, as Scotty Beckett, was born on October 4th, 1929, in Oakland, California,
I just got an Oxford
USA.
mask.
At 5 years old, he played Scotty, Spanky's loyal sidekick and partner in mischief.
Holy
in The Little
crap!
Rascals. His crooked cast, fast
Let me just
reactions, and
take
easy chemistry
off
with the
the
gang
stall.
gave the series fresh energy. But his adult life unraveled almost as fast as it rose. Beckett married Beverly Baker in 1949, and the marriage was over within a year. He then married Sonny Vickers, had a son, Scott Jr., and lost that marriage too in 1957. His third wife, Margaret C. Sabo, stayed with him until the end, but by then the damage was already deep. Even while he was still getting work in films like Battleground and on television in Rocky Jones, Space Ranger, his drinking, gambling, arrests, and bad checks were destroying his reputation from the inside. The collapse turned brutal. Scotty was arrested again and again for drunkenness, drunk driving, drug possession, and passing bad checks. And his body paid the price, too. In 1959, he crashed his car into a tree and suffered a broken hip and skull fracture. Injuries so severe that he reportedly needed a wheelchair and crutches for the rest
Bro,
of his
let
life.
us give an
He
oxygen
attempted
mask.
suicide in 1962 after a heavy drinking binge. Then came
The
the
plane is
final
on fire. We
mistakes.
can't have no
In May
oxygen mask.
1968, after a savage beating under unclear circumstances, Beckett
Of course,
checked
the
into
kid
a
I
Los
just
Angeles
feeling
nursing home
it's
covered
breaking
in injuries.
apart.
2 days later, he was dead.
Mm.
Pills and a note were found,
Oh
but
god.
the exact cause was never settled, which only fueled darker rumors that his ending was
Oof.
tied to dangerous people and
Oh,
unpaid debt.
and
Beckett
destroyed.
died on May 10,
Oh,
1968,
oh
at the
crap.
age of 38.
Whoa,
He was found
whoa,
dead in his
whoa,
room at a Los
whoa,
Angeles
whoa.
nursing home after entering for treatment following that violent beating. And while reports pointed to a likely overdose involving barbiturates or alcohol, the official cause remained undetermined. He was buried at San Fernando Mission Cemetery in Mission Hills, Los Angeles. His life ended in confusion, pain, and suspicion, leaving behind one of the darkest stories in the history of the
Oh
Little
my
Rascals
god, this is
children.
engine 3.
The children of the Little Rascals, our gang, 1922 once filled movie screens with laughter, mischief, and
Oh
unforgettable
my
moments.
god.
Which story surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below.
The
And
gear.
if you enjoyed discovering what happened to the cast of the
Oh
Little
my
Rascals,
god.
don't forget to like the video,
What
subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss our next deep dive into the forgotten lives of classic Hollywood legends.
That's one there right there.
The Munsters brought
Bro, why you in the engine?
lovable monster family.
Can't be in the bullet explosion, you will die.
The tragic real-life stories of its cast. From heartbreaking losses, broken marriages, to battles with illness and addiction, the fates of 29 stars left a mark on audiences not only through their roles, but also because of their tearful personal dramas. Let's explore the life journeys of these actors and pay tribute to the legacies they left behind. Let's go. Fred Gwynne as Herman Munster. Fred Gwynne, full name Frederick Hubbard Gwynne, was born on July 10, 1926 in New York. When he was 38 years old, he transformed into Herman Munster in The Munsters, 1964. A Frankenstein-like monster with a kind heart who was the strong pillar of the Munster family. With a height of 6 feet 5 inches and a graceful sense of humor, Fred quickly became a television icon of the 1960s. Fred Gwynne passed away on
Oh my god,
July
this
2,
explosion.
1993 at the age of
Everywhere.
just 8 days before his birthday.
Okay guys, that could be the end of the video. If y'all want to see some more of this, I'm working so hard. I can see you guys later. Bye.